Good afternoon, Madam Chairman, members of the CRA, Glenn Gromann, 2201 Northwest Corporate Boulevard, Chairman of the Downtown Boca Raton Advisory Committee, here to report on the meeting of December 4th, 2013. The primary focus of our meeting was again to address and discuss the downtown sandwich sign scenario. And we were tasked with the duty of speaking to downtown business owners or anyone else who wanted to weigh in on that, which many of the members did. We had our discussion, and basically we came to the same conclusion. We really reiterate our previous recommendation that if, in fact, it's the desire of the CRA to reinstitute this ordinance, this temporary ordinance, that that there should be some sort of strict sign criteria, uniform sign criteria, that there be some sort of fee. We discussed something in the neighborhood of $1,000 for the use of such signs, and that there should be strict adherence to the sign code via code enforcement or otherwise, so that people who violated the ordinance would be subject to fines stiffer than one would normally have for such a thing. And so, that was the discussion that we had. I put some stuff out on Facebook to see if anybody would respond. I really didn't get much in the way of a response from business people, local business people. I know there have been a number of articles in the newspaper, not much in the way of comment as to those, and so that's really what our position was with regards to our recommendation. We stand by those. We think that the ordinance was temporary in nature, pretty much has outlived its usefulness, and now we've got a whole conglomeration of signs, and there's photographs in the paper about where you look down the sidewalk and you see one sign this way, one sign that way. So that continues to be our recommendation. The other matter we discussed was Ms. Childers advised us as to the progress of the Sanborn arches, which are under construction and look very nice and are moving forward. And the board recommended that construction continue between the December 9th and the 20th, and hopefully we'll have a grand opening party for the Sanborn arches in the near future. And we also discussed briefly the proposed renaming of Northeast First Avenue. And I think what staff came to the conclusion that it was better to have a sort of an honorary name for the avenue as Sanborn Promenade, as opposed to attempting to change the name of the street, which has all sorts of ramifications with regards to the fire department and police department and location and whatnot. So, and that was basically our meeting.
Okay.
Any questions?
Perfect. No questions from me. Members, any questions of Mr. Gromann? Seeing none. Thank you, Mr. Gromann, for your report.
Madam Chairman, members of the CRA, Glenn Gromann, 2201 Northwest Corporate Boulevard. Again, insofar as I sit on various city boards, none of my comments today reflect any official position of the city. I fully support the extension of this project. I think it will result in a tremendous economic boost for the area, which is pretty much depressed, that part of Palmetto Park Road east of Meister Boulevard. Just as the Broadstone project has livened the North Federal Highway area, so too will this project. To address Ms. Wachtel's comments, the DDRI does make provision to do transfer of rights. When a building such as this is built, it creates tax revenue, which supports all of the taxpayers of the downtown, the city, and helps repay bonds and other things related to infrastructure. So I fully support the application for extension. I think it'll only be a matter of time before the 4th DCA renders its opinion, and we can move forward and get this thing built. Thank you. Madam Chairman, members of the CRA, Glenn Gromann, 2201 Northwest Corporate Boulevard, Boca Raton, Florida. Again, my comments don't reflect any official position of the city. I think this is an excellent project, and I just wanted to throw out some things that are sort of a cascading benefit of a project of this type. I recently had lunch with a local apartment building owner who owns an 84-unit apartment complex just to the south of this location. And his comment to me was that he very much supports the Lennar project, and he understands that in order for him to compete with these new projects, he will now have to renovate and refurbish, and fully intends to renovate and refurbish his apartment complex. This is a good project. Not everything that comes into the city is 100 feet tall. This is 72 feet. The sky is not going to fall if we have buildings that are a little bit larger or a little bit smaller. And I think, when you think about a city, you sort of have your skyline that sort of peaks to the central business district. This fits right into that. So I think it's a great project. It's a luxury project, and I think it'll be of great benefit to that particular part of the downtown, which really doesn't have anything like this going on. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Gromann, but we're still waiting for the peak. Haven't seen that yet.